Hi, I'm Tina Piermarini. Welcome to Tina Cooks. Today I'm going to show you how to stuff a wild zucchini. Hi, I'm Tina Piermarini. Welcome to Tina Cooks. Today is zucchini and summer squash madness. I'm going to stuff a zucchini. This is a zucchini that was forgotten about. It was just left under those green leaves, just getting bigger and bigger. Most people panic. They figure it's seedy, it's tough. I'm going to show you magic with this. And I'm going to do a little small summer squash, show you how I stuff that. We're going to start out by cleaning and getting the zucchini and summer squash ready. Alrighty, I'm going to cut this. Usually I would just leave it whole, but we'll try to manage it whole. We'll see what happens. My instinct wants me to cut it in half, but let's see how it splits. Plus I hope I got a pan big enough. This is a beauty. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, now this is seedy. You don't want this middle part right here. It's not that much fun. Okay? So we're going to just take a spoon and we're going to scrape out all the seeds, get rid of them. Okay? Okay, let me put it towards you. That way you can see. I like to see too. We're going to push this one over here for now, and then we're going to take this one. You can actually see the difference in the color. This is real white. The seed bed is real white. The zucchini itself has a little tiny tinge of green to it. No, these seeds are not good. Well, I don't think they're like pumpkin seeds. I don't think you can cook them. Alrighty. Here we go. I'm also going to, while I'm in this, I might as well do the summer squash. I just push that aside for now. Oh, seed on the floor, that's okay. Now this I'm going to do a little different because I'm going to cut them like this. Okay? There we go. And I'm just going to scoop out the center. This. Take the seeds out of here too, like so. Nice. Okay. You can also do this with zucchini. There are times that I take zucchini and summer squash and mix it. Okay, now this little piece I might just save for the stuffing because I always like to incorporate some of the vegetable that I'm cooking with in a stuffing, okay? Now the next thing I want to do is I just want to take a little bit of olive oil and drizzle it in here, like so. Drizzle it in there. And then you just rub the inside. We'll coat the inside of these. Like this. Excellent. Okay. Earrings. Okay. Let me get my pepper and my salt. Because I do season them. Because they're shaba. They're bland. And oh man. Sticky. Inside. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to put these in here like this. We're going to set them aside because our next step to this wonderful dish is the stuffing. Now the stuffing can be made with sausage, hamburger, pork, chicken, or a mixture of whatever you like to have in it. I'm just going to clean up this mess and we'll be right back to make the stuffing. Okay, we're going to start with the stuffing to our zucchini and summer squash. Put a little oil in there. Okay. We are going to grab the right knife, and I am going to put some onion, not a lot of onion, just enough to give us a little flavor. Alrighty. Watch your fingers. Oops, wash the pan. Okay. Twist this in, nice and hot. And I am going to mince this garlic because I'm going to be cooking it for a long time, so it's not like it's going to be, you know, raw or almost raw. I better move that because you know what's going to happen. Big burn. All right. I am going to throw a little bit of summer squash, little tiny hints, okay, and a little bit of zucchini. That'll also give the stuffing a little bit of color. Oh, man, those onions are burning my eyes. We're going to take, I'm going to use some hamburger. Normally I use sausage, but I don't have any today, so I'm making use of what I have. I also love this dish with a nice veal. I like to grind, have a little grinder that goes onto the stand mixer, and I grind my own chicken, turkey. It works out great. All right, now I am going to season this with some pepper, some salt, some granulates, but that's all I'm going to put in here. Now when I cook, I season each component. I season the meat when I'm cooking it, and I re-season to make sure the stuffing's going to be done when I mix the stuffing. Because I like to cook my meat, and then I like to strain it. I want the grease out of it. If you use a nice lean hamburger or veal or pork and there's not a lot of fat in it, then don't worry about draining it, but I like to drain it. I'm going to throw a little parsley. Just give it a little color there. Oopsie, jumped out, tried to jump out. I'm going to let this go 1 minute. Just gonna get something. All right, now this really isn't that greasy, but I'm still going to go to the sink and drain it out, okay? Try not to get the garbage outside. right, so we've drained off our meat. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that I get everything out of here. Now, normally, you just wait till it cools down. This isn't that hot, so I'm gonna work with it. We're gonna show you how to make this stuffing now. Okay. We're gonna start out with some breadcrumbs. I would say a good 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I am gonna start out with 1 egg. Okay. I am gonna add about a 1/2 cup or so of Romano cheese. I'm gonna add a little bit of the cheddar, not much. This is a mozzarella cheddar base. A little bit of milk. Now the milk, the eggs, you have to go by how moist it is. You don't want a dry stuffing. It's like eating sawdust. I'm gonna put a little bit of parsley in there for color. And yes, I am going to salt and pepper again, because I season a little bit at the time, each time I do something. It gives it a much more even flavor and everything tastes good that way. And then we're just gonna mix it up. Okay. Try not to fling breadcrumbs all over you. Okay. Now you can see as I'm squeezing, okay, it's a texture thing. This is a little dry for me, okay? It's not, it's dry. You'll see when I change put a little more milk in there, okay? And now, it loosens it up, okay. Now you don't want to add a ton of breadcrumbs because you want to taste your meat, your cheese, and your other things. Now what I like to do is just take this, like so. Oops. Now we're going to make sure we have enough here to go down the zucchini. Okay, because this is going to like shrink. Alrighty. And then you take your little summer squashes over here and you stuff those in the middle, like so. Alrighty. Try to salvage what you can off the counter to put in the food. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to put a little more over here. Alright, I'm just going to rinse my hands real quick, because I got a disaster going here. You can use a spoon if you want to be neater. Okay, now what I'm going to do to make this a little different, and I do love cheese, so we're going to put this on top, okay? Now you're saying, why is she putting the cheese on so early? Because I do. I'm going to take this cheese, and we're going to do it like this. Alrighty. This is provolone cheese. This is a cheddar mozzarella mix. I don't like my vegetables to taste the same. You can change it with sauce, or you can change it with cheese, different flavored cheeses. That's why they give you an abundance of different things. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do next is just take 2 minutes to clean this up, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to bake. Be right back. I'm going to put a little bit of tomato sauce on one zucchini, because this is a matter of personal taste also. You can use, like I said, plum tomatoes, tomato sauce, whatever you like to use. I'm just going to put one on here and one on here. So we're going to have some that are sauced and some that are not. Now another thing in my haste I forgot to do was spray the pan a little bit, because you don't want it to stick. So I'm going to work around the zucchini naturally, and I'm going to spray after the fact. Cool. Alrighty. I take wax paper, okay, and whenever I use sauce, I always use wax paper. I don't like the aluminum on the sauce because the sauce, it's acidic. It eats the aluminum, the tin foil. And you see the little black things of tin foil on your food? Ugh, who wants to eat tin foil? I don't. So we're gonna put wax paper on it, and we're gonna cover them. And we're gonna cook them a good half an hour on 350. In the last 10, 15 minutes, I'm gonna uncover them so that the cheese, if you want the cheese golden brown, will get golden brown. Okay. Oops, the faulty tin foil. Alrighty. Now, if I measured my oven right, these are both gonna fit in the oven. Alrighty. We're gonna pop these in. I might even put this up to 400 because I want them to cook nice and roasted style. Well, a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's in there. Okay, we'll be back to check them in half an hour. Okay, we have some nice fresh zucchini and summer squash. We're gonna do a nice zucchini, summer squash, tomatoes, white wine. This is a nice stir fry or saute, whatever you want to call it. It's a great side dish. I've had it, you know, with any kind of meat. It's even good with fish. Okay. We're just gonna slice them. You don't want them real, real thick, but you don't want them thin, thin, thin because they'll get mushy. We don't want mushy. Okay, we'll slide these in the bowl. Watch your fingers. There are times I put in nice fresh mushrooms. You can mix in green beans. I've even done cauliflower, broccoli. It makes just a nice vegetable saute. We're gonna cut all this here. Get it all nice and ready. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a tiny bit of onions and some garlic. I do put onions and garlic in just about everything. It's like the magic food, magic seasoning. If you don't like onions, you don't want to use them, don't use them. I'm not using these to have them real big in the saute. I'm gonna mince them fine. If you want them big, fine. I like them nice and small. I just want the sweet. I want the sweet taste of the onion. Okay, I'm going to do some garlic. And again, I kind of leave these big. I don't cut them real small so that if someone doesn't like them, they can pull them out. And like I always say, you have to cook the way you like to eat. Okay. Now also in this dish, which is optional, I love it. I think it gives it a great flavor. We're going to add some nice tomatoes. I'm not going to seed them. I'm not going to peel them. I like them just like this. If you want seeded and peeled tomatoes, you can do that too. When your garden comes in the summer and you have an abundance of this is an excellent, excellent dish. Okay, I'm going to grab this pan real quick. I'm going to put some olive oil in it. Got to have olive oil. I love olive oil. We're going to start out with our onions and our garlic. And I'm going to put this on the stove to start cooking. Okay, we'll put that burner up a little bit. Alrighty. I'm not going to mix my tomatoes in with my zucchini because I like to give the onions, garlic, and tomatoes a little bit of time to simmer. We're going to move over to the stove. It's time to go cook. So bring our tomatoes over, our zucchini and summer squash. We have our onions going really, really nice. Okay, now, I'm going to take some of these tomatoes, well, actually all the tomatoes. I prefer a plum tomato, but we had these tomatoes, so we're using them. If you want, just break them up a little bit. You want to bring this up, you want them to really simmer. Okay. I like the chunks of tomatoes. I love fresh tomatoes. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. And we're just going to let this simmer out a little bit. Okay. I have a very bad habit of, it's a very bad habit. And one time I was watching the cooking show and I said, oh my God, Carl, I make so much noise when I cook. But at least I'm having fun. All right, we're going to throw some white wine in here. Okay, and we're going to simmer that down, reduce it down a little bit. Now I have a technique I like to use, okay? It looks like it's a lot of juice, and it is. It's a lot of wine, it's a lot of, juice. What I like to do is simmer this down just a little bit. We're going to season it up because we do need some seasoning in here. I'm not going to go heavy on basil and herbs. I don't want to do that. I want this to stay light because of the white wine. Okay? I'm going to use a black pepper too, a straight black. That's a mixture of red, green. All right, so we're going to put pepper in there and a little bit of parsley. Okay? That's all I want in there. Salt, pepper, parsley. Because the white wine, you can smell the white wine cooking off. Now we're going to give this a few minutes to reduce. And what I like to do, this technique I do, is we're going to put the vegetables in. We're going to cook them with the cover on till they're almost there, but not quite. Then you take your cover off and you cook them until everything is reduced in. So when you see the finished product, you're going to understand what I'm saying. So let's let this simmer out a little bit. Okay, so my tomatoes are starting to soften up a little bit. Nice, nice, nice. Now this is our next step. We're going to take our zucchini and our summer squash, and we're going to toss it in there. You can still smell the wine cooking out of there a little bit, okay? Now I've got a lot of vegetables in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them down, okay? And then I'm going to taste them again because, you might need a little more salt and you might need a little bit more pepper, okay? Now, as you can see, and zucchini is what you call a watery vegetable. So it's going to extrude water as it cooks. Now, I'm going to bring this down to a boil, okay? And I am going to cover this. And after we cover it, we are going to let it simmer a good 10 minutes. And then we're going to come back and we're going to see how it looks after 10 minutes. Now, remember, you can saute mushrooms. You can add in artichoke hearts. There's a lot you can do with this. This is just a very basic, simple. You have a lot of zucchini, a lot of summer squash. Excellent, excellent vegetable. We'll be back. All right, so I've bumped this up a little bit because remember I said you're going to have a very juicy zucchini, okay? We're going to let this simmer off because there's a lot of juice in here. Now this is just about ready. It's still a little bitey, but we're going to simmer off this extra juice. It's going to evaporate and it's going to nicely coat the vegetables. Now, if you wanted to add a glaze or some type of, I don't know, make it like a little dish, you could take grilled chicken and put it in there with a little bit of cornstarch and water and thicken it. It would be like a saute, a Chinese saute or something. But I love them just like this. You can see how the water is coming out. All right, so we're going to let these go, and we'll time it. We'll see how long it takes for the water to evaporate. All right, so now we're all set. As you can see, most of the juice is gone. I don't want all the juice gone because you want to be able to mix it with something. But I am very hot, very hot. I am going to taste it. Because like I said, you might need a little more salt and a little more pepper. And you want to adjust that now. Because I don't know, there's something about seasoning things when they're hot. I always add a little extra pepper. Never enough pepper for me. Alrighty. This is a nice light vegetable. It's not heavy in herbs or seasonings, or it's just nice and light. Okay, and this is the zucchini with tomato and white wine. And that is beautiful. Look at that. Hi, we're back. We're going to take the zucchini and summer squash out of the oven. It's probably been about maybe 40 minutes, I would say. Now, if you want to have extra sauce on the side so that you can cover them with sauce, or if you want even a meat sauce, you can cover them with a meat sauce. These little medallion ones, I tend to use, little cheese stickage, but that happens sometimes. I like to use these as a side dish. And this is just wonderful. Alrighty, look at that, look at that. I'll tell you can't go wrong with this. This is a zucchini dish. These pot holders were given to me by one of my friends, Isabella. She lives in my neighborhood. Thanks, Isabella, these are great. Okay, I'm gonna grab a plate, we're gonna plate this up. So we have the zucchini that's stuffed. We have the summer squash with no sauce that's stuffed. We're going to bring it over here, and we have summer squash and zucchini sauté with the white wine. Thank you for watching Tina Cooks. Have fun with your zucchini. Thank you for watching Tina Cooks. Am I supposed to say thank you for watching Tina Cooks? Am I supposed to say I'm Tina Piermarini? Okay, tell me. Hi, I'm Tina Piermarini from Tina Cooks. We're going to be having some new episodes coming up on LATV Channel 8. Check your local listings. We'll see you there. Like my lettuce cow.